What's
How many
happening,
months is still?
people?
Overall, I think
Hello. What's happening, people? It's the first ever episode. Big up the whole MCGA family. You know,
MCGA to the world and back
make
and that.
Chelsea great again every single time, man. That's what the standards are here for. That's what Standard FC are representing. I got a very long time friend on here with me. You know, he's proper Chelsea as well. Big up LQ.
Through, bro.
Oh,
Big up
how you doing
MCGA and
today,
that.
man? How you doing,
I
my bro?
go. I'll be munching while we're talking.
No, don't worry, bro. Do your thing. Make yourself at home. Mi casa, su casa. You know, when I came on your pod, you guys took good care of me. I didn't get no food, but you know, maybe next
Low
time.
budget, innit?
But yeah, but how you feeling about this season? We ain't really actually spoken about Chelsea and
We
everything
haven't
based
spoken
on
this
our last
season,
sit
nah.
down.
This season's been a weird one, isn't it? Because right at the beginning, the first game of the season was the City game. So it's like we came in and we just got basically our midfield got dominated against City when we started all three midfielders. So I thought it's another long season. Here we go again, all that. And then, but I think we've grown into it. We've become like you can see that Maresca's like one of them like a proper tactical like proper believes in the tactics, adjusts his tactics and all that. And while that's not my style, it works in it and the players are invested. So I think building momentum is the most important thing. Obviously, we're not going to be happy till we're top of the table, but
Yeah,
as the
exactly.
games
That's
go on,
that's that's the thing. You see what you just said there, yeah? This is exactly what we're trying to represent here at the MCGA movement, though. Because when we talk to a lot of Chelsea fans, like me specifically, when I go on other channels and we talk about Chelsea and so forth, it appears as though I'm negative or I'm not happy or I've got agendas and so forth. When really that point that you said, I'm not happy until we're at the top of the table. Because you can't be saying Standard FC and make Chelsea great again and we're not trying to win the league.
that's
You see
the
what I'm
aim. Do
saying?
you get it?
But a lot of people are getting lost in the fact that we haven't been where we are in 2 years. So it's like, oh my god, wow, we're third. Like Kobe says, you know, I'm a Laker. Job's not finished.
Yeah,
You know
job
what I
not
mean?
finished. Job finished?
So who would you say are your stand-up performers this season?
This season, Caicedo. I think Caicedo's the best player in our team.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't argue people told me Palmer, but I think Caicedo's genuinely the best player in the world in his position. Like, and yeah, he's different. He's so different. I think he had to grow into it a bit more, and I think like the tactical aspect of Chelsea suits him better, especially when he hasn't got to play next to Enzo Fernandez all the time. It suits
Yeah,
him a lot
word.
better. It's easier for him. I think Cucurella's been really good this season. Really, like he's been. I thought maybe the Euros was just a like end of the season and Euros was I thought maybe it's a blip thing, but I mean he's been solid. He's done his role well. I don't know how I feel about him inverting, but when he's on the outside of like a Sancho, he looks good. And Nico Jackson, I got to gas Nico Jackson. Like if we're talking about right now at this specific point, he's the best striker in the league at this
Yeah,
moment in time.
yeah.
And like we don't see a lot of good number nines in the west side of London, innit? So it's good to have a striker scoring.
What would you think? Where do you think what you see with the way Jackson started the season? I've always been a Jackson advocate. I knew the improvement will come. I think he's actually exceeded my expectations in terms of how quick he's improved and what he's improving on in terms of his finishing, his box presence. Like the goal he scored this weekend, near post, running in, first time left foot, bang,
On his left
no
foot,
chattings. It's like, whoa, when did you develop this? But he's on 8 goals right now. It's 1st of December. As of 1st of December, 8 goals. Where do you see this going up to?
I think he can get 20 goals. I think he can. And he's shown, the thing I like about Jackson is a lot of times we've had strikers that come in and they'll score a couple goals, but they don't make it count in a big game, for example. But it's like Nick, he scored against Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like he's. I think when he has a bad performance, it's never because the pressure is too much for him. It will just be because he's like he does something stupid, or he's just like it's just one of them games where he's not on the game. I think he can, if he keeps being consistent, can top 20 goals. I mean, we're not even at Christmas yet, and he's got 8 already. if he continues his form, he can get 20 goals. All competitions, he should get 20 goals.
No, all comps for sure. The league, I think that's a realistic target at this point. He got 14 last year, no pens, and I even think that 14 could have been 23, 24 if he was burying chances. So yeah, no, it's definitely believable. I see Taddy here says you can't trust a striker with OnlyFans addiction, but that's where you lost me. You see, with me, yeah, I need my striker to be a lustful piece of shit. Not even just my strikers, my players in general. Like the Terrys of this world. Just these horny fucks like the Trents don't save chat. You need these type of guys that the testosterone levels is just too high, so you have to perform. I like that. You're and as well as that, let's be real, innit? You're giving me a couple 100 bags a week, a couple like 5 figures a week, like. Man's DMing porn stars, isn't it? Like, how are you not doing that? Are you in your 20s, like early 20s? Come on, bro.
I think what's it called? I think, like, for a number 9 as well, you need, like, I feel like a number 9 has to be a prick in general. Like, they have to be a selfish prick. Like, and I feel like even at Chelsea, we've had too many nice number 9. Like, Morata comes in, he misses a couple chances, he feels bad for himself. Timo Werner feels bad for himself.
Yeah,
these
soft.
guys there.
Soft.
He's just 100%.
But to be fair, yeah, Jackson, that spell after he missed the FA Cup semi-final where he was through on goal and he just bullshitted.
Yeah, you can see, yeah.
And then we lost 5-0 to Arsenal. He was getting a lot of stick. I think that's where his stocks were probably at his lowest. And it's quite because the week before he scored his best ever goal for us to this day, the one against Everton with the left foot when he just put it down, volleyed it.
He put it down.
So then his stocks were literally in the sewers. And you see I don't know what happened. I remember Drogba reposted him like, "Trust, I believe in you, innit? Keep going." And something flipped. Like he became someone else. He got the winner against Forest away from home. Yeah. And it was just up from there. So he had a little spell when he was feeling sorry for himself, but the mentality just saw through.
Yeah, that's how you need. That's how you need for all the players. You get some players like for the past 2 seasons, we've had players that when it gets tough, it's like, let me just go through the motions of the game, or let me start like I think there's 2 different types of complainers in football. Yeah, there's one type of complainer that will just be on it 100%, and they'll complain and they'll carry on. Then there's the other type where, like, I'll be real, I'm not an Enzo Fernandez hater. Yeah. Enzo Fernandez being captain, and then he'll mess up a touch, or somebody will mess up a pass, and he'll complain and just walk off. That sort of thing there is the attitude.
That's not captain mentality, for being honest. And it's good that we've just brought up Enzo. Great segue, because we see the super chat here. Big up Taddy. Enzo's been showing levels. Now, define levels to me, because I can count maybe 2 good games he's had for us this season. I'm not going to count a Conference League game. You're a 100 million player. You should be bossing that midfield. I'm sorry. And we're a fan base who make fun of Saka's set piece assists, corner assists. We can't do that we can't be propping up Enzo's game against Noah. So what has he been showing levels from? Is it Leicester, newly promoted? He also had, like, it's about time he performed again against Leicester, because I was tired of that comp. You know what comp I'm talking about? Against Leicester, the Potter days. They kept rinsing it. Like, when he was just playing, like, they kept rinsing. That one in West Ham. Oh, my fucking
and the West Ham one with the Felix pass.
Yeah. And the scoop one, like, he was jarring. So, yeah, that one and Villa. If that's showing levels, actually, look, as MCGA Prime Minister, from time Donald Trump is hitting me up on Twitter, we can't be letting this type of stuff. This makes Chelsea great, and we got to nip this in the bud. You can't be showing levels after 2 games, one against a newly promoted side, and fair enough, you scored a good goal, great finish last week. Yeah. It didn't really impact the result though, innit? So what is showing levels?
I think if someone told me Enzo's been playing well past 2 games, I'd be like, yeah, of course he's been playing well. Showing levels is different. Like,
showing levels he's improved.
Yeah. Showing levels means you're playing well consistently over a stretch of time. Like showing levels is like upper echelon. Like, this is the levels. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enzo's like, is Enzo even like a wonder kid?
See, like, you would think so. You know, bringing him in, the idea of him, young player of the tournament and the World Cup. In fact, you know, if you go through the most recent, in my lifetime at least, like when I started watching football, the young player of the tournaments, I don't remember 06's one, but we had Podolski in 2010.
Yeah.
We had Pogba 2014. No. Yeah. Was it Pogba or Ozil?
I think
it was Pogba, I think.
Pogba.
And then
Mbappe 2018.
Mbappe. You would think, yo, I ain't gonna lie, showtime.
Yeah.
But he's going through this Podolski trajectory. Do you get it? And it's like, is this just a thing now? The first World Cup of a decade, you're gonna get a scrub as the young player of the tournament, and then the other two show up. I don't know. I don't make the rules here, innit? But this is what he's looking at. Big up my scrub, my bro. Salute. I'm gonna do all the mods as well in a second. It's hard to just navigate both at the same time. But said put Enzo in that City team. We're having different conversations. I wouldn't say we wouldn't be having conversations about him at all though, because for example, Jack Grealish has been stinking. He's cost 100 million. No one talks about it.
It's a City system, man. Jack Grealish before he got to City was a player that would take a man on. I've seen Jack Grealish take his player on like 3 times.
No, I think he peaked. I think you know that spell. I think it was in his first season. He was balling out in the Champions League, man. He wasn't awful. Or it's his second. Maybe the year they won it actually, but he was doing. No, it was his first season when they won the Champions League, innit? And he was doing well. Like the player he is now, he's a shell of himself. He's definitely washed. But I agree, it's the system because there's no sense of expression, in the Pep Guardiola team. Yeah. So, but for example, go on, bro. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think Enzo Fernandez is one of those players, where I hate to say it, but he plays well. He's one of those that plays well in like an elite midfield where like everyone is doing something. Where if he gets given more than a role of everything he knows how to do, like if he gets given slightly more, then he, like, for example, if you tell him to track back like 10 minutes, or you tell him to stay on a man for 10 minutes, or you give him a 2-man midfield, then he looks stinky because he can't do anything more than his limited skill set. Like he can pass the ball and he can move up the pitch sometimes, but can't do it at pace. And that's pretty much it.
It just don't make sense for me. He's a midfielder. Just forget the price for a second. You're just a midfielder that plays in the Premier League. You have no engine. You don't win duels. You can't tackle. You're not mobile really. Physically, you're not. Fair enough, you had a good finish, but you can't shoot. So I'm really just like, I don't see how this works. And then now let's just throw on top of that, you play for Chelsea, that we expect really to win Champions Leagues and titles. I don't want to hear about this project. Oh yeah, top 4. I will never be a top. What's top 4? What is top 4? You think when these players retire, they're gonna sit back and reminisce about the time they finished top 4?
Nah.
Yeah. It's mad. These men can finish top 4 this season, and them going to a Carabao Cup final last season was more memorable when they retire than this top 4.
And
you get me. So we expect to win titles, and then you're my starting midfielder. No, that's criminal. I'm sorry, that's criminal, isn't it? That's just me. And then on top of that, you cost 100 million, and you're a young player at the tournament, and then in World Cup. Then all of these things pile on, and I'm like, why are you in my team? Fair enough, you've had 2 good games. Give it to me for a whole year. I had to catch myself there. I want that for a whole year. That's all.
That's the bare minimum, though. Yeah.
But that's being an agenda merchant, though. Do you get it? Yeah. That's having agendas. Big up Benny, man. Salute, man. Make sure, man, you just smash the likes, and that's how you get these videos to trend. Smash the likes, subscribe, whatever. I'm gonna be on live every day from now on as well. Hopefully, we get LQ in regularly. A couple more of the guys. Big up A6. Make Chelsea great again. That goal in the World Cup fooled everyone into thinking he can. The one against Mexico.
Good finish. I was say the goal in the World Cup wasn't even a good finish. It was bad goalkeeping.
Oh, I see.
The one against Mexico.
I need to rewatch that. This could be agenda talking now. I don't know.
No. I like Enzo. I'm one of those that think Enzo's like, give Enzo some time. I've said that for time. But bro, I'm telling you, it wasn't proper top bins. The keeper could have saved it.
I think his best finish was the Villa goal. The free kick
outside the boot. Oh
No,
no,
the free
free
kick. If we're doing open play, the one this
free
weekend is
kick,
one of his best goals, for sure.
But I'm telling you, watch back that game against Mexico, bro. And one, the goal didn't mean anything. And two, it wasn't proper top bins. It was like you could see the way it was going the whole time.
But this is what I'm saying though. I don't understand this idea of a World Cup, meaning because you cooked in a World Cup, you are this sort of player. Remember who was that Russian guy in 2018 World Cup that everyone was gassing? He had a little insanity run. Fuck. You see how we don't even remember these guys' names?
There was a couple Russian players that played well at the World Cup.
Yeah. I think it.
What, Golovkin?
Yeah, Golovin.
Yeah.
They were gassing Golovin, bro. Imagine we splashed 100 million on them. Even just think about this most recent World Cup. Yeah. The hype was on Goncalo Ramos. He scored a hat trick. Unahi was every Tactico's favorite guy. Amrabat, everyone loved Amrabat. Julian Alvarez balled out. Of course, Enzo. I've just named you, man. 5 players. Goncalo Ramos, bum. Alvarez, fair enough, he's outscored João Felix's season tally, but I don't really rate Alvarez. Amrabat, dud. Unahi, the Marseille fans call him a flop. And then there's Enzo. So this is just the concrete evidence shows me every single player that excelled in this Qatari World Cup is god awful in a club level. They all got their moves. They did fuck all with it. So this whole who cooked to the World Cup needs to stop. Now, I think the credit for Enzo's performances should actually go to Maresca, if we're being honest, because Maresca is actually improved his game in terms of just what we expect of him, what his role is. His role now is really third man runs, box crashing, just get goals, G. That's what you are now, isn't it? You whereas the expectation before was you needed to be involved in the build up, you needed to, fizz long balls, have mad responsibility in possession.
He was meant to be a traditional 8.
Yeah, he was meant to be an 8. Now he's a 10.
Yeah.
He's actually a 10, isn't it? And it's like I was saying at the time he was a luxury player.
Yeah, he's 100% a luxury player.
Who is Caicedo like? Makelele, Essien, Kante, or Ramirez? Does it have to be those options? If it's out of those options, I'll say he's a mix of Makelele and Ramirez.
I was gonna say Ramirez, but he's better defensively than Ramirez.
Yeah. That's why I threw in the Makelele, because some of the tackles that Caicedo wins, it's like how? Like, for example, the one that was a foul against Villa, he does it every week.
Yeah, it wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul, but it's challenge.
Like, how are you winning the ball there though? Do you get it? I understand why it happens to him every game. He gets given fouls that they call him fouls that ain't fouls, but it's because from a referee's perspective, there's no chance you're sticking your foot in there and getting the ball.
Yeah.
And then you look at the replay, you're like, fuck, what a challenge, bro. And it's so consistent. But I would say Ramirez, the only reason I'll say Ramirez is because he can do any role. You could throw in maybe Michael Essien, because Michael Essien used to play right back for us when we had a little crisis. He played the Champions League final as a right back in 08.
Right back in 2008,
but I'll say Ramirez, because Ramirez was playing on the wing. He was playing in the 10. He was playing in the 8. Sometimes he might do a little 6 shift, not too much, but you know what I'm saying? He was doing every single role required of him at a high level, and he had the engine. Similar to Caicedo, he was running a one-man midfield last season. But I think it is a bit and I rate Ramirez, but I think it's even a bit disrespectful to Caicedo to say he plays like Ramirez. That you're popping him down.
Caicedo's the best CDM in the league, and Ramirez was never that.
Yeah.
He was never the best at anything. He was just good, portable, good squad player.
He was your utility man.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah.
But, like Caicedo. I think Caicedo's better. I think every time I watch Caicedo, I'm like, one, he gets given too much foul. I think the referees just assume he fouls now some of the time.
I've just seen a stinker. So KDH, if you don't know KDH, he's Caicedo's biggest hater. He's just gone in and said, Bakayoko is this that Caicedo reminds you of Bakayoko.
God.
Someone.
What are you gonna say?
Me personally, I was gonna say some people need to, you can. It shows that you were dropped when you were a kid, innit? And it's fine. this is a platform here where anyone with all sorts of, learning requirements and you get me, you're very much welcome to be here and feel free to express yourself. But this is a clear example of someone who either didn't get breastfed for too long, maybe a couple of days, or he fell. That's the only example, that explanation I have for that. It don't make sense to me.
Bakayoko was actually I think was it his second game of
the
second
that
and third game
against Watford.
The Watford stinker was crazy, but there was a period where people had faith in the midfield. I think it was one game. People had faith in the midfield of Kante and Bakayoko. But I remember that Watford game is genuinely it's worse than Caicedo's West Ham game. I don't care. It's one of the worst performances.
Okay, now I'll ask you a question. I'll ask the rest of the chat. Yeah, Bakayoko against Watford or Enzo against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup this season? That performance was insane.
I think Bakayoko was worse. Bakayoko was literally hooked to stinker, bro.
To be fair, it was all in the first half, innit? That's what makes it mad. That's what makes it mad. Caicedo needs to win something. Yeah, I agree. Over here we value winning more than anything. So I agree with you there. He does need to win something, and I even think winning ain't even enough. He needs a league win. He needs to win the league. He was getting compared to Kante. He gets compared to Kante. Kante won a PFA in a league title and a title winning campaign.
Over Hazard.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, he's got to put him in these type of conversations. Even Makelele's, Essien, he's got big shoes to fill. So I agree with you in that sense. His ability. What I'm basing this off is just ability. But if we're talking legacy, he's got mad shoes to fill. Even the kit number he wears, bro. It has to. There's a certain requirement, but this is what I say with all of these players, and this is why I get called the bad guy. I was on Don's stream yesterday. I was getting told I hate all our players and all of this because I wasn't gassing on his 3-yard pass to Palmer for his goal. And it's I watched this team at a certain level of greatness. You don't understand. From when my first game at the stadium, we won 8-0 against Wigan and lifted up a title, and Robbo won the Golden Boot. That's the first game I've ever watched at the Bridge. So my standards have been here from the beginning. Yeah. So when you guys are gassing guys like Noni, or Noni's going to be this and that best 1v1 dribbler in the league, and you're wearing Drogba's kit number, okay, I demand a certain level of excellence from you every week. Then when I'm demanding this and it doesn't get lived up, and naturally I'm going to say, okay, you're not good enough to bear my club's badge. And that doesn't mean I have an agenda and I hate my players and I hate the club and want everyone to fail. No, it just means there's a certain level. Bro, look at Real Madrid, for example. Look at the players they used to have, from the Robinhos, the Cicinhos, the one I used to watch back in the day, the Gutis and all of that, yeah? You're bringing in players. When Modric came in, he was a flop. They were booing him every week. Yeah. He's the most decorated player now. Ronaldo's been booed. This is the most winningest team ever. So now us as up until maybe 2 years ago, we was the most winning team in the 21st century. This is what I know. So you've brought me a bunch of guys, fair enough. Some of them have been bullied into great players. Jackson, for example. Enzo's been improving. So it does show that harsh criticism, I don't even call it, I'll call it constructive criticism, actually works for these players. So when we're doing this, it's not because we hate the players. It's not because we've got agendas, MA, for example. It don't mean we've got agendas. It just means the levels, the demand that we have is very high. Big up Abdi's Prime, sorry. Big up GB, hope you're well. What you think of our attack lineup would be? Yeah, so I want to get into the game.
For today?
Yeah, so I'll do the starting 11. I think up top we'll have Sanchez I messed it up top. In the back I'll have Sanchez again. I think Sanchez had probably his best game in the Chelsea shirt on Sunday.
Good distribution.
Yeah, he was literally distribution-wise. It was reminding me of Edison a couple years ago, and that's very bad. That's very high praise for me. Yeah. And he made a very big save when it was 1-0. It could have went 1-1 and it could have changed the game like it was against Palace where we went 1-1, or Forest when it went 1-1 and then we just couldn't score and break down a mid block. And Emery, if he wants to slap on a mid block, it gets dark. So it was very good that he did that save early. Distribution-wise, I think it was quality. I know the bar's not high in terms of Sanchez's better games, but if we're going to be critical, we should also give praise. So I think he actually had a good game. In terms of right back, I think...
Is Gusto back?
I think we do Gusto, yeah. He came on in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So I think we do Gusto. In terms of the centre-back now, what do you think? Do you reckon we should do Tosin or Badiashile? Pause.
I mean, we're playing Southampton. I don't know how, because every single game we played right up to now has been like, we don't know if we're going to win yet. So I don't know how Maresca goes into a game where he's fairly confident of a victory in the league. So I don't know if he's going to rest many players or not. I would play, personally, there's this thing, there's that thing in your head that tells you can't play two left-footed centre-backs. I
never understood that because you do.
Yeah,
you
but
do
it's just in my head. I know it's stupid.
No, but I'm like that as well. I'm like that as well, but I don't know where it comes from because we've seen two right footers.
Yeah.
But I understand.
I'd say Badiashile's played well recently, so I think you have to start him. You have to be rewarded for.
He had a good game against Leicester. He had a nice good 35, 40 minutes on Sunday. But my issue is, because we're inverting. And how is it going to work? Firstly, Gusto inverting again. We've actually been doing all right without him in terms of just build up, going forward. But he's going to get put in that little midfield half space again. And then Colwell and Badiashile are notoriously terrible 1v1/wide defenders. In terms of wide areas, and then in 1v1 situations, they don't do well. And this is the thing. Am I really trying to see them in a situation where they have to defend 1v1 in a wide area? I know Dibbling's not playing, which is great, but we got this for a month. So is this going to punish us? It's really stressful, man. I knew the centre-back situation was going to... we all knew Fofana was going to get injured. This is actually the longest he's gone in the Chelsea shirt, consecutive games being played. League games especially. So he's done very well for the fact we're at December now when he's gone down, salute. But my issue is now, what are we doing? We're one injury away from our Badiashile, but Badiashile Desassi centre-back pairing, by the way. We're back there again. And it's when you got to point your fingers at the directors. But,
I don't know why a good centre-back. I don't know why people were calm with Tosin just being the centre-back. We signed a guy that Fulham happily didn't give a contract to.
Free transfer as well, man. And these guys gassed it, though. And you know what their argument was at the time? He's free, though. You can't complain. He's free. What's the worst that can happen? I knew at the time that was the Thiago Silva replacement. They got that done early. Thiago Silva's leaving for free. We get another guy in for free. The end. That's their mindset. And then, anyway, so you say Badiashile. I think Badiashile as well. Colwell, Cucurella. And then I would prefer if Cucurella inverted in this game then. What do you think the midfield pairing is? I don't think Lavia plays today.
I don't think Lavia plays. I don't think they want to risk. I don't think they want to risk him. I mean, he'd be his game back though at St Mary's, but I don't think they risk him.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, but I don't know because I don't think Maresca goes to Conference League. It's just off what his press conference comments were yesterday, where he said this is a very serious game. City only won 1-0. Liverpool went down. I think Arsenal went down against them. They're not a joke. So we've got to take this very seriously. When he says these type of comments, I expect him to have learned from these mistakes that he made against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, which cost us a trophy, and then he did all of that to draw on the weekend. But oh my gosh, CB, you're so negative for highlighting this. Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's fan base. But yeah, this is the thing. So hopefully he's learned his lesson in that sense, and he probably does a Caicedo Enzo pairing.
Yeah, probably. I agree.
Yeah. And then I think he does Felix as in left wing instead of Sancho.
Yeah, possibly.
Palmer and then Noni on the right.
Yeah, I think Noni comes in for this game, especially since he came off the bench in the last game.
But now the question is... Oh, go on, sorry, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I think he'll want to rest Neto.
And then the question really is...
I think... did you see what's it called? Did you see the preview pick post?
That's exactly what I was about to say, because Nkunku was the cover of is the match program cover. So does that mean anything these days? I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know.
You'd think, innit? You'd think he's playing. I wanted to see.
So.
I want Jackson to play though. I want Jackson to do at least 55 to 60 minutes, get his goal. You know, let's go for the golden boot, innit? Let him get his goal, and but in the same breath, I do think Nkunku's done a lot to deserve a start in the past. He had his hat-trick against Barrow, got benched 2 games in a row, got a winner against Bournemouth, got benched. So he does deserve a Premier League start. And why not do it when the fixture list is congested? Yeah.
And I think, what's it good? Nico Jackson has a good record against Spurs. I think Maresca's thinking about that. I know he's taking this game seriously, but I think he's thinking about the game on Sunday as well.
But you know what I don't like about it's a new mentality that we've had since this new manager's come on. Obviously, we have the 2-11, but it's like, oh, God forbid these players just can't play 2 games in a week anymore.
Where's that come from? Man used to play in the Champions League and play at the weekend.
We used to be in title campaign, title races. Go face Barcelona midweek, then play the same team again on a Sunday, then go back to Barcelona for the second leg. That's that's the Chelsea.
It's one of them ones. Jose Mourinho didn't change his teams ever when he was at Chelsea. His team would be the same 4-2-3-1 exact. Doesn't matter if you're playing midweek, doesn't matter if you're playing on the weekend.
I don't get it. I don't get this. Oh my gosh, he played on Sunday, so he should. Why not, bro? You're a professional. You train every day. Yeah. But when does this come about? So I don't understand this. When we're in the Champions League next season, what should we do? Bro, anyway. So then
games, isn't it? You got to play big game, play big players in big games.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, Jackson's got a good record against Spurs, but he's also got a very good London derby record. He's got 10 goals in his last 12 games in London derbies, in 12 games, his first 12. So his record is very great. I would put my money on him scoring, if I'm being honest. And I thought you're saying Nkunku up top, yeah?
I think it will be Nkunku, yeah.
So then what do you say are the main challenges? If for me, when I watch the games, this is something that, as you guys see, I'm doing lives more. I'm gonna do a couple of watch-alongs over time. And you will see that I always give objectives for the team. So naturally, my number one objective is always a clean sheet, especially because we struggled with that. I was very happy with the clean sheet we got, especially now where we're in goal difference wars with Arsenal. Hopefully, they let in a couple goals. Hopefully, they drop points today. But let's not rely on them. So clean sheets, number one, is for me. I'm gonna say we need at least 2. We need to win by 2 goals, just like I mentioned earlier. The goal difference wars.
Yeah, I think the main aim for me was we have to score a lot of goals. Like, we're playing against the worst team in the league. We have to show the rest of the league like that. Like, I remember back in the day, we used to smoke. Like, if you play a bad team, we're smoking them 5-6.
Ancelotti, ball. We were slapping Villa 6-0. Was dishing out holes. Wigan 8-0, 5-0, 4. Yeah. That's the Chelsea. This is what I want to see, especially if we've got an attacking manager again now, because we've always obviously we've had our fair share of defensive managers. So now we've got an attacking one. I would like to see that again, and we are capable of doing that, especially away from home. So I do want to see. I'm not gonna underestimate them though. A lot of people are acting like, look, just a 6-0 minimum. Like, I know they got their 3 players injured, but for me, I don't expect that because I've seen them. You know, these type of performances, I know we've got very good record against Southampton also over the years, so it's all right. But these type of away days, especially in December, I need to remind you guys, we are in December. As Chelsea fans, this is the month that makes or breaks our season every year. Yeah. We know it. These games that we think we're going to go cruise by and comfortably win is the ones that catch us, especially away from home. So, I do expect 2 goals. In terms of the midfield battle, there has been, I'll be honest with you guys, Enzo has improved. The last 2 games, I've seen an improvement as in prior to the international break before when he was just moving mad. So since the international break, his last 2 league performances have been good. So now I want to see you back in the 8 position in a 2-man midfield pivot, and I want you to boss that midfield. I want you to win your duels. I want you to hack. You know what I'm saying? That midfield battle. Because I saw Ward-Prowse outplay you in your own stadium. Let's not act like that didn't happen. So I need to see that again. I want to see not again. I want to see that type of performance. So that's my objectives. And they've got Nkunku starting, score a goal. So make the striker give the manager a headache.
Yeah, I think he's hungry as well. I think it's a good game to drop Nkunku in, especially he knows he wants to fight for that number 9 shirt. He knows he's in the second team right now. He's not starting. It's a good game for him to come in, play up against maybe a lesser opposition, and prove himself, rather than going up against in a big game randomly because Nico Jackson is injured or something. He gets to go in against lesser opposition and has the opportunity for him to prove himself.
Yeah, for sure. And then, for example, Spurs is coming up. Let's say he bags a hat trick and we've got Spurs coming up and it's, who do you start? What do we do? XYZ. This is what I need.
Yeah, it's good.
That's what I need. And then in terms of his subs today, I do expect to see Mudryk come on probably. Maybe a KDH, depending on. I'm assuming we're winning the game, innit?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't.
It'll be youngsters coming on as well. It depends how much we're winning.
No, I don't know about the youngsters. When you say youngsters, that's in the Georges of the world, and that.
He's gonna throw in. We know Maresca. He's gonna sub on Cassidy.
Is he
we
though?
know what Maresca is.
Why do you feel like Cassidy is high on the pecking order than Carney?
I think he's trying to drive his price up. I think he's trying to drive his price up.
To get rid?
Yeah.
But wouldn't you want to do that for someone like Carney who's on higher wages and it's kind of difficult to offload him? Wouldn't you want to play him more?
But Carney's a weird one. I don't know why Carney doesn't play that. There could be multiple reasons. It could be he prefers to send him out on loan, that sort of thing. Or I don't know, maybe Carney just isn't a player for him, like that archetype of player.
But it's weird because the type of football that he plays when he likes the players that are tidy on their feet in the pockets, like distribution, like good. You got a good weight of pass, all of these things. Carney is that type of player, and he's kind of tall and physical. Like I don't get it.
I'm not sure what that is. There must be something there. There was that time. What did Maresca say? He said something about Carney might need to go play elsewhere because he needs minutes at his age. So I don't know. He paid a decent amount for Carney as well. So
I think Cassidy also. I forgot that he had 6 months with Maresca last season.
Oh yeah, Leicester. So yeah.
That's kind of that kind of KDH. Like that's his man. Did you see that? Maresca said that KDH is a right winger. He sees KDH as a right winger. He
was a right winger.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, mate.
That's mental. That's mental. He's giving me too cool talent ID there, If that is mad.
Zero pace whatsoever. Doesn't really dribble the ball. Doesn't use the byline at all. KDH is, I don't know, some people are saying KDH has been a flop. I don't know what they expected from KDH, to be honest. I don't know if you expected him to walk in and start in our midfield. I don't know. The KDH, yeah, the thing with KDH was, you need to remember, Gallagher got sold, and it came across as though who was a fan favorite, like not a social media favorite, but actually in the stadium, match goers loved Gallagher. He's Cobham, all of these things. I'm one of them. I was a very big Gallagher guy, He got sold for a similar fee than what KDH was brought in for. And KDH was, I saw through all of this, it was because a homegrown player was sold. We had to bring a homegrown player in. Same way with Sterling and Sancho. That's, you get me? That's just how it goes. So, yeah, they got the KDH in similar position, 10/8, all of this. You're expecting some sort of improvement. And I remember at the time, there was a lot of gaslighting that he was going to be that player. So, he's come in and he's nowhere near of an improvement of that. It's worse.
35 million. It just feels like Drinkwater again.
It's exactly the same. Like Drinkwater didn't play much after like a while, but KDH is the same, like literally the same. I think we're gonna end up selling him because he's gonna want game time, and he's gonna end up at a mid to lower table Prem team.
I saw a report that Leicester want to get him on loan in January. I'm not sure how. I'm not an ITK kind of guy, but now with that midfield situation, because obviously Ugo Chukwu, he can't even play today, but he's only started 2 games. surely he gets recalled or sent on another loan. Andre Santos is captain in Strasbourg. We'd expect him to come back. Paez is coming in, who plays more of a 10. Who's leaving?
Well, I don't know. I think Paez is good. I think at the beginning they were saying Paez is going to come straight into the team, and then they didn't expect Lavia and Caicedo to work so well together and Palmer to continue. So I think and Andre Santos to play as good as he is. I think Paez is going to go on loan somewhere else. I mean, he's still going to be 18 when he comes there. So I think it's fair enough to send him. I don't want him to go to Strasbourg. I want him to go to a higher level than a team in the Ligue 1. But
I think Strasbourg is a good level for him because Ligue 1 is probably the most, after the Premier League, the most physical top 5 league in Europe. It's not even a top 5 league, but the European leagues, I think, in terms of physicality, Ligue 1 is really very underrated.
But my thing with
and he's getting
I think Paez has so much more to unlock in terms of because on the ball he's shown he's amazing, but he hasn't shown he's good on the ball in a high level place. He's playing in fucking Ecuador. Do you get it? Like, I
think Ligue 1 is a very good place to showcase that though. Yes, it's got the level of physicality. The competition levels are definitely way higher than the Ecuadorian league, and you're playing. Obviously, there's not many top teams, but the likes of PSG and Marseille and etc. Monaco, those are good enough teams. That's good competition for him, especially if he's playing regularly.
I watched Monaco in Nice, and they weren't good.
Okay, so you would prefer him in a Premier League team? On a Premier League
I don't know about Premier League. I think Premier League would be a bit. I think that's gonna be like a shock to the system for him if he goes straight into. Especially if he goes to the Premier League, he's gonna go to a lower team, and when he goes to a lower team, they're gonna expect way too much of him way too quickly to be able to do. Especially if
he was to go to a Premier League team, I know you didn't say you're saying no to a Premier League, but if he was to go to a Premier League team, what type of team? Where do you see him? Like at Ipswich? Like, do you think he'll do a better job at them, or do you think he'll be on a similar level to Amari Hutchinson?
I mean, Amari Hutchinson's played for Ipswich before, so for him it was a seamless transition when he went.
No, it's the Premier League though.
Yeah, true, but I think even Amari Hutchinson. I think the thing with Ipswich is they weren't relying on Amari Hutchinson for their goals at all, really. But I think teams that usually go out and get a player on loan from a big team are usually the teams that come up. And a lot of the teams that come up, that are coming up right now, that if you look in the Championship, they haven't got a proper goal scorer, really. It'll be like Sheffield United, where everyone chips in goals everywhere, or Sunderland, where like even Joe Bellingham gets a couple goals. You got players everywhere basically chipping in with goals. And so when they get to the Prem, they're going to look for the most technical player to come up with the goals, come up with the assists. I think Amari Hutchinson had it good at Ipswich in the Prem, where he could ease into it a lot more because they have a decent midfield, they have decent players in Sam Morsey being able to keep tempo of the game. You got Liam Delap up front who can score goals. I don't know, people are really overrating him right now, but he can put the ball in the back of the net. My one thing with Liam Delap as well that I will say, I'm not 100% sure that is any different from the Evan Ferguson hype yet. I'm not convinced yet.
Yeah, no, I need a whole season of it. I was never really fond of Evan Ferguson like that. Yeah, we're gonna do the Club World Cup draw as well. I don't think I can put it on the stream because of copyright purposes, but I'm gonna talk you guys through it. Pause. But yeah, I'm gonna do the Club World Cup. Don't worry, I'm gonna put on the title too. So if anyone wants to check it, they can. But yeah, as you were saying, yeah, I was never really fond on Ferguson like that. Well, you made some very good points in terms of players. But that's why I would say Strasbourg is the perfect place for him because they're competing for a top 4 place. They probably will be in Champions League next season. He's gonna get Champions League minutes. He's gonna get league minutes, and because we own Strasbourg, we're gonna make sure he gets game time. Same way we did with Andre, who wasn't getting minutes at Nottingham Forest. And then he's got a good blend of experience because he's playing Champions League football and then the league. And I prefer that than any other Premier League team, like you mentioned. They're going to be relying on that. And then it's like the Championship hype is weird though, because you just, as you mentioned there, I thought about the players that were getting hyped up last season, like Jack Clark and Somerville and that. And a lot of you Uckers last season were asking in the transfer window for Somerville. Oh, let's get Somerville. Like, bro, we're Chelsea. And I was told, oh, it's not about the player, blah, 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 all of this bullshit. But now look at them. Somerville doing fuck all in West Ham. Similar to the fact that West Ham signed Somerville and Benrahma, and they're both duds, is painful. They fell for the same thing twice. And
Literally.
Jack Clark, they were gassing him as well. He's doing nothing. He's doing nothing.
Jack Clark's that fucking Ipswich now, isn't it?
Who's that Ipswich?
Jack Clark.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him do anything. I think I saw him come off the bench once, and that was it.
I think the team sheet's out.
Oh, is it? Let's quickly do that, and then I need to go to the studio.
Yeah, no problem. I know you took a lot of time. If you guys at 7:30, LQ is gonna be on playback. We're doing a watch along for Man United and Arsenal. You guys go through, check that out, show some support.
Yeah, left foot, right.
It's not out. Not out. It's not out.
It's not out.
I don't know why they said it was.
Should come out in like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, but yeah, so you're saying Payet goes on loan, which that means that leaves us still on the books. Oh, by the way, Estavio's coming in, but let's focus on the midfielders for now. So we've got KDH, Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, Andre Santos, Ugo Chukwu, Payet on loan, Kane Chukwuemeka. That's our midfield, and Casade. So I would say at least 3 or 4 man still got to leave.
I think Cassidy's gone. I think KDH should leave. I don't know if he will.
I don't. If for KDH to leave, another English player has to come in. That's the thing. So
does Andre Santos not count as homegrown yet?
Maybe, but I don't know how this stuff works. I only know this homegrown stuff because of Football Manager, innit? So I don't know.
You have to play a certain amount of time. You have to be at a club for a certain amount of time.
Mandem, like the video. Let's get out there, get that trending. Like the video, subscribe, all of them things. Love for everyone that's coming in, tuning in, first ever live. But yeah, so
what is the core? How many do we have? How many homegrown players do we have?
We've got Tosin, Colwell,
Lavia.
Does Lavia count? Yeah, he does.
Lavia
Academy.
Counts, yeah.
Lavia, Palmer, Sancho, KDH, Carney. That's 8. And then I don't know if there's like the Tyreek Georges, Achempong, all of that count.
Yeah. I mean, Chilwell counts. There you go. It's your boy.
Yeah, big up Chili B. That's why they couldn't move him as well.
Yeah, but we don't have a lot.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of good homegrown players out there, is there?
Yeah, we don't. That's the thing. So if we were gonna sell someone, that was what my whole gripe with getting rid of Gallagher was at the time, because I said, okay, you guys are gonna get rid of Gallagher. Who are you bringing in that's gonna replace him? And they went and got KDH, which was a downgrade. So now that's with Sterling as well. Okay, they got Sancho. I think it's easier to get an attacking English forward. But if we're gonna get rid of KDH, bring me someone like Angel Gomez. You know, someone that can offer me a different type of profile, similar to our style of football, and we know we can use you for cup games and XYZ. That would make sense.
Yeah, and he's an international player.
Yeah, or I don't know. Adam Wharton hype has kind of died, so I get it, but you know, I don't know.
Palace haven't been good, so it's fair enough.
I think City might try to go for him in January. They need a midfielder bad at DM, so
yeah.
I see sell Chilwell, KDH, the Sassy, Sterling, Carney. That's at least 100 million. 100 million from where? Bro, Sterling's probably going to be a 10 to 15 million if we even manage to move him off, because I don't think Arsenal keep him. They ain't playing him that much. Hopefully they get an injury crisis of some sort and he starts getting minutes. So Sterling, I'm saying 10 to 15 million plus the wages. So any team that's taking him doing us a favor so we lose leverage there. Chilwell's on 250k or 220k a week. Wages are very high.
I wouldn't be surprised if we let Chilwell go on a free, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It probably will be one of those, because Sterling and Chilwell were getting, if we're lucky, 20 million combined for the both of them. The Sassy was a 40 million signing, so naturally you would want to sell at a profit also. Is that happening?
I don't think we'd sell the Sassy.
No, I think we do.
I don't think we do. I think he can play centre back and right back. I think that.
But he does neither at a high level.
Yeah, but I think Maresca will just want to keep him just for the sake of being able to plug him in. He's captained our team this season, you know.
Yeah, that's man. That is mad. That is mad.
So I think if we sell him, I think we're getting 10, 15 million. I think 15 million for him is what we'll get. I think his stocks have dropped significantly since he's come to Chelsea, and even the 40 mil was a push when we signed him.
Yeah, it was.
It's like Carnes, I think is probably the one that would bring the most money there, just because he's still really young.
Carney, though, this is the thing. This is what my issue is, yeah? We're trying to sell all these players, but we do nothing to raise their price. And we lose all leverage when we're making it very clear that they have no parts of the squad. We don't want nothing to do with you, XYZ. Because Carney, for example, is a very talented player. However, he's on 100K a week. That's the only reason we're actually want to get rid of him in the first place. He's earning more than Cole Palmer. So it's like, what the fuck? So I'm looking at that. He's worth 100K a week. Anyone's gonna look at that. Yeah, Bowley was moving mad, bro. He was moving mad. So you've got Carney on 100K a week. He doesn't like the teams that would take Carney, in my opinion, are bottom half teams. The Evertons, the Southamptons, the Ipswiches, them type of clubs. Bournemouth. Yeah, he would. He definitely would. But they can't afford 100. For them to give 100K a week wages to a player, you need to be the best player on that team.
Yeah,
he isn't that. So once again, we'll put ourselves in a situation where a team that's taking him is going to have to do us a favor in terms of wage, in terms of taking him because of the wage. And he's not taking a pay cut. Let's just, as a working we're both corporate men. Do you know what I'm saying? If you was offered, if your employer is trying to move you, they are trying to get rid of you, but they have no cause to fire you. So they're saying, okay, we want you to join this firm, but yeah, they're offering way less money. Fuck you, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So getting rid of him at a good price isn't going to work unless the team needs to be willing to do us a favor. The best option for him is a loan move, and and then we pay a percentage of the wages. And in my opinion, I think he should go to Strasbourg as well, because that's a level that he should be playing at, similar to the way Andre was. Is that you play that style of football, transitional, good on the ball, easy on the eye, your tool, your clunky, your physical pause. That's what Ligue 1 football kind of, that's their style of football. So I think he would make sense at Strasbourg in January.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think out of all these players on the list, the most sellable player is KDH.
He's getting minutes as well right now.
And he's English. Type of English. I know Sterling Chilwell are not English, but they're kind of at the end of the latter stages of their career. KDH, these type of English guys, they're always going to find a club. That's not a problem. It's just about how much we're paying him. Win me the Club World Cup and give me 100 million in prizes. Yeah, see, this is the thing, a lot of our fans ain't talking about this when we talk about our expectations for the season. As this is my first live, I think it's fair for me to explain what I want this season. I want to finish at least second in the league. I want to push Liverpool to the last week or 2 weeks, and we're in the title race. When you do the little Sky Sports and they check in our games, I want to be in the title race. Obviously, the Conference League is a given. Just off the fact how painful the Carabao Cup was, I wanted it. The way we went out was embarrassing, so I want the FA Cup. And I want the Club World Cup. Because if you look at the Club World Cup, it's very, very winnable. I'm going to get up for you guys now. Just TV. The teams that are on there.
I need to
you got to go, yeah? Yeah, no worries, man. You, man, check. Put your playback in the comments if you want. Big ups, for coming through.
No worries. I'll be back soon, though. 100, love talking Chelsea with you, bro. Pick up MCGA in a bit, lads.
Yeah, every single time, man. Salute, my bro. Love for coming on. Yo, my people, yeah. So as I was saying, Club World Cup, yeah. So pot one, we're in pot two. So pot one is City, Real Madrid, Bayern, PSG, Flamingo, Palmeiras, River Plate, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm not no football nonce in it. I don't know what club this is, innit? If you guys know the football encyclopedia or flags, salute, innit? I don't know what club that is. But pot two, Chelsea, Dortmund, Inter, Porto, Atletico, Fluminense. Thank you. Oh, that's Thiago Silva's thing, innit? Benfica, Juventus, RB Salzburg. And then I can't lie, there's just a bunch of flags. I know Boca Juniors. There's a bunch of flags in that pot 3, and Inter Miami in pot 4. And Al Hilal, big up Neymar. and he ain't even going to be there no more by then. I'm looking at this. Why can't we win that competition? It's a similar format to the World Cup where there's a group stage, round of 16s, XYZ, and I think it's one and done games. It's knockouts, not even 2 legs. Why can't we win that competition? Mind you, Man City, Real Madrid, XYZ are going to be in the Champions League, getting tired. All of these things. We're going to win by then we would have just lifted the Conference League a month before. We would have just missed out, maybe won the league title, finger crossed, or just missed out on the league title by a couple points. So we're hungry, motivated. We just won a trophy. We want to know what that feels like. Hopefully win the FA Cup too near then. And it's like we've won the FA Cup and the Conference League. We're going into that competition like, I want to win more. We've tasted success. Now we want it at a higher level. And this would stamp our name across the world. World Cup, new format, best team in the world. Bang, hold that. And I think the ownership will want to do anything in their power to win that. I would like to think so. I don't know, innit? I'm not no. Sounds like Chelsea fans have hit rotate button. Team news in 10 minutes. Oh, guys, what do you think? What do you think the changes were made? What changes do you think were made? That's not good news, mate. I'm not gonna lie, man. That don't really instill much confidence in me. What changes do you think Maresca made? I expect Nkunku to play. I expect Felix. I think this Nizar guy is trying to milk it a bit. I don't trust no journalists. Like they're gonna, I've had my wars with journalists in the past. Like the Fraser Fletchers of this world. But I expect Nkunku to start. I think Felix will play on the left instead of Sancho. And obviously we need to make a change in the back line because of Fofana's injury. But I think that's about it. And Noni as well. He's making it seem like we're doing a whole new 11. So if it's those changes, yeah, Mudryk, Gu might start. If Gu starts, yeah, I can't lie, I'm going to have to crush the manager. I hope he hasn't made 8 changes. I don't think he's made that many changes. I think Felix, Nkunku, Noni, that's the front 3 changed already. And Lavia will get taken out. Caicedo will go back in midfield. Gusto will come in. So it'll be Lavia for Gusto basically, and then a centre back, maybe Badger Shield to replace Fofana. I think it's 5 changes. If it's 5 changes, yeah, I promise you, we're gonna do the live reaction now anyway. Yeah, we're gonna do this lineup reaction now. But if it's 5 changes, yeah, and it's nothing more than that, we're crashing this Kinsella live and direct, yeah, for trying to just do this ITK bollocks. Because you already know how I feel about these journalists and these ITKs spreading bullshit and trying to get everyone to start fear-mongering the fan base. Because now what are we going to do? We're going to check what Kinsella has to say. Oh, we need to see what Nizar has to say now because he's told us there's going to be X amount of changes. This is how they get you. This is how they get you. Then now, before every game, you're gonna refresh his page to see what he has for us. Don't fall for these journalists. Now, I could be premature with me trying to crash Nizar right now. We never know. He could actually be right. I don't feel like he is. I think he's just trying to give it on a bit more. This Sassy's getting minutes, mate. Couple man in the chat used to say that the Sassy was our best centre back. Don't you fear the injuries due to too many games and we won't have a decent preseason start to the season? Is this about Club World Cup or the fact that rotating the squad today? If it's about rotating the squad today, I think we need to rotate. I don't think we need to rotate to that extent because, for example, we're going to have times in the season next year when we're in the Champions League or even the latter stages of the Conference Leagues later in the season where we're facing competition that we need to take seriously on the weekend and on midweek. Like, a lot of top teams do that. If we're doing this, Club World Cup, then yeah, Club World Cup, I think we've got depth in it. I think we've got good depth. I doubt that we're going to play our strongest 11 throughout every game. Yeah, in terms of injuries, I do agree, but there's no international tournaments. That I don't think we're doing Nations League mid-season. I mean, end of the season. I'd like to think so. But I don't think there's no international tournaments. So this is kind of just a replacement of that. So I think it should be all right. Is that the club? This is Club World Cup's coming in at the same time as the Confederations Cup. I know like some of you might know a bit young, but Confederations Cup used to always be the year before the World Cup, and it'll be a little tourney with all the best teams, the teams that have won their competitions. World Cup winners versus European winners versus AFCON versus Asia Cup, and the holders of and they'll just put everyone together and it'll be a little mini tourney, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and then so I think that's just the replacement. I don't think it should be too bad. We got a lot of depth as well. Need Felix and Bajashile ball. Do you man rate Bajashile? 7 changes. Sanchez benched. Are you man trolling me? When did the lineup come out? Felix starting. What's going on? Hold on. Mind you, the manager said he's taking this match very seriously. Oh, okay, lineup, I got it up. Jorgensen. Oh, he started Jorgensen. Gusto Desas. Are you fucking dumb? I know this gaffer's gonna. Oh, Desassi and Bajashile centre back pairing in the Prem. We're about to be in 2025. Oh my fucking days, blood. This is you man's gaffer. This is, oh my God, this is meant to be the best tactical mind in the league. This is meant to be this you man said he's the second coming of Pep. Man said we're seeing the Sassy start. How is this Sassy getting Prem minutes? What's this Sassy done to get Prem minutes? Oh, fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. He's not even played Bajashile with tossing. He ain't even played Bajashile, Kukurea, Caicedo, Enzo. So we're getting the Caicedo, Enzo pivot. Noni, Palmer, Felix, and Kunku. So I got the front three, right? I got the Enzo, Caicedo pivot, right? He's thrown me off completely with the Desassi tossing centre-back pairing. And then Jorgensen in goal. Mandem. My objectives I want to make clear. They haven't changed. I don't change my standards based on the personnel. As long as the badge is this, as long as the badge's got a lion on it, and my team wears blue, that's what you get me. So my objectives were clean sheet, win by 2 goals, Enzo dominate your midfield battle. Simple. I don't care if we win ugly. Just do that. I think the clean sheet goes out the window, though. I don't see a clean sheet. Oh, my God. Mash grab, salute. We can't be like we have depth if we can't rotate like this. But this is the thing. Do you actually think we have depth? This depth stuff is we have depth in attack. Yes, we can play Neto or we can play Noni. Yes, we can play Sancho or we can play Felix. Yes, we can play Jackson or Nkunku. Our attack has depth. Not taking that away from no one. But let's say Caicedo or Lavia or Caicedo or Enzo, let's say 2 out of 3 of these midfielders get injured. Who's playing there? Caicedo, KDH. Look at one Fofana injury and we're seeing the Sassy starting in the Prem. Do you get what I mean? We don't actually have depth like that. It's a fugazi. I don't know why our fans think, oh, best depth in the league because we play 11 new players in the Conference League or against Barrow. This isn't depth. Your centre back don't get injured and you play back. You're playing this Sassy in the Premier League. That centre, oh my God, that centre half pairing. Really got good starters. If we're getting, bro, yes, this is the thing. Our back line is a calamity. And I think, fair enough, I think I'm not gonna do agendas. I think the sporting directors did a good job in terms of the manager hire. In hindsight, pulling the trigger on Poch and bringing in Maresca, good job. Salute. I won't take it away from you. In terms of improving our attack the way you did, salute. Me personally, I would have not gone for Sancho. I would have not gone for a Felix and Sancho. I would have got Sancho or Felix and a Bagsman. Fair enough, you man did that. But we was going into that transfer window saying we need a keeper, a centre-back, maybe even an 8. We got KDH, who's a bum, and then a striker. We didn't address any of that. Now, Fofana's injured, and look at us, and we all expected a Fofana injury. Let's not lie. Now look at us. Disasi starting. Mind you, it's December. I need to remind you guys. And we're trying to go for the league. Now, you man can say whatever you want. For me personally, I want the league. I said it from day one before we kicked the ball. I want the league. We're about to be second if we do our job and win by 2 goals. And hopefully, Manchester United do us a favour. We're about to be second in the league. So now I'm saying to myself, let's not go for it. If you guys address the centre-back situation and the striker situation or the goalkeeper situation, who's to say we wouldn't be 1 or 2 points away? Do you get me? If we had a serious goalkeeper, Eze's goal doesn't go in against Palace. Do you know what I mean? If we had serious centre-backs, we're not giving away penalties against Liverpool. Colwell's not keeping Arsenal on side at home. It's these little things here. Do you get me? That it means something. Do you know what I mean? So then, now look at us. Fofana's injured, we've got Disasi playing. And I don't want my expectations. My expectations haven't changed. I expect to win the game. I think we should win the game as Southampton at the end of the day. But we've got a month of this. Because we all assumed that Badiashile was higher on the pecking order, considering he came on for 40 minutes against Villa and he came on against, he played against Leicester. Well, it looks like that's not the case. So if Disasi is the Fofana replacement and Fofana's out for 5 weeks, man, then we got Spurs this weekend. We put 4 past Man City. We slapped up Man United. Now, they're Spurs. I will never fear Spurs. I think we'll get the job done. But listen, it's got big roots to fill, man. So anyway, man, them score predictions. They're missing 4 starters. If we can't beat them with Tosin and Disasi, they don't got to be here. Facts. You just know Charity FC are going to open up tonight. Fuck, man. I hope not, man. You better bag first, yeah. I think we win by 2 goals. I don't think it's going to be a comfortable win, though. I think it's going to be a bit grim. We're going to have spells where we're really not in control. But I think we get the job done. I ain't going to lie to you, man. 2-0 Chelsea. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Do you think we keep a clean sheet, though? That's the real question. Do you think we keep a clean sheet? I don't know about a clean sheet. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I'm fuming, man. I'm fuming. I knew this was going to happen, bro, about the centre-backs. I knew this was going to happen, bro. It's a disgrace. And then, look, this is the thing, yeah? Me saying this, I've been saying this all season. These sporting directors are mugging us off. They mugged us off in the transfer window. And then what gets said to me is, CB, you're so negative. Oh, my gosh, you can't be happy. You're always complaining. Oh, no. Brother, I don't get it. Why can't I? I know what we're capable of. I see what we're cooking. We are Chelsea at the end of the day. So these men even have extra XP. The moment you put on that shirt and there's the lion on the badge, your ratings go up. +8 speed, +9 shot stopping if you're in goal. You get extra boost. So this is why these men are playing like this, because they got the Chelsea extra boost already. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's why we just get serious players. You can't keep a clean sheet with Disasi. We couldn't keep a clean sheet with our best centre-back pairing. I'm very interested to see Jorgensen, though. Jorgensen's got a very big test, especially because I said Sanchez actually had his best game for us last weekend. Jorgensen is out. I'm very interested to see how he does. I hope he does well. Maybe, you never know. This could be the game that just proves that he should be our number 1 and it's up from there. I think what Maresca's trying to do is, this is the game for a lot of these men in the B team to prove that they deserve starts. Hence why he's playing both Tosin and Disasi, because whoever probably performs the best gets to start against, out the two of them, gets to start against Spurs. Jorgensen, if he does well, you might get a start. Felix, you might get a start. Noni, you might get a start. That's what he's doing, I think, innit? Anyway, this is copium maybe. But I was expecting Badiashile, I'll be honest. But I trust Maresca because if they don't have a performance against bottom of the league, they will be sold. Yeah, facts. This stream is reminding me of CB on playback when he used to crash out. I don't even want to get back to them days. I ain't crashed out all season, you know. I've actually been all right this season. I was upset about the Newcastle loss, but I was out, so I didn't really crash out much. But, no. Please sack this guy, man. He's making me... Whoa. Damn, waved. You want him sacked? See, like me, I can't champion that one, but it is mad that he's pushing. Yeah, I can't lie. The fact that we're watching the Sassy in the Premier League, it's dark. It's dark. I thought those days are over, man. But I blame the director more than the gaffer, if I'm being honest. The director's cooked up the sandwich, man. They set him up to fail with that, man. Making you what against your will? Making me watch the Sassy. If we lose. Bro, I trust Maresca, yeah. No clean sheet, MA says. 3-0 win, 65% possession. I trust the manager. He beat Southampton twice at Leicester. I think Maresca rates Badiashile over Disasi, but he's scared to get Badiashile injured because then it will be Disasi. That don't make sense though, bro, because it's Disasi now. What the heck? You basically said Maresca's playing Disasi because he's scared Badiashile will get injured, and if Badiashile gets injured, then he will have to play Disasi. Like, he's playing Disasi, bro, regardless. Disasi's getting played. I think he wants to start Cole and Baddy versus Spurs. That's what I think. I would like to think so, though. Innit? I don't know, because this chopping and screwing the back four, man, I'm not liking, man. Show us your Spotify Wrapped. I had R. Kelly in it, so I can't post it, unfortunately. But, yeah, that's a shame. So, man, I'm going to be back after the game. We're going to do a proper live. I'm going to get a couple fans on here. I'm going to get Chesney on here. I'm going to try to get Don on here as well. Lewis, and we'll probably recap the game properly. But I'm going to go get myself ready in the mind space of the game. We're going to do this last comment here. Bro, Maresca starts them against Southampton because Maresca knows our standard. We should be beating them. And I also think Badiashile starts against Tottenham. I agree, brother. I agree. Anyway, man, them, up the show, smash the like button, and we'll be back again. From now on, I'm doing 2 lives a day. So this was my first one. You can catch me. I'm going to do another one after the game. Tomorrow, I'll do one in the morning, and I'll do one same time again. So anyway, love, Mandem. Salute, and love for tuning in. Make Chelsea great again every single time.